Welcome to Guide to Survive. The world is a big, beautiful place, full of incredible and breathtaking sights and experiences. It's also doing everything it can to kill you, and so that's where this program fits in. Before you venture into the great outdoors, you need to learn about all of the terrifying and mystical creatures that lurk in the woods, knock on your window, and hide in your toilet. With this guide, you'll learn how to identify a would-be assailant, analyze its strengths and weaknesses, and deal with it effectively. By the end of your training, you'll be ready to take on any creep or cryptid that crosses your path. So here's to you, and the great adventure that lies ahead. Let's begin. Target analysis. Name: Imbunche or Invunche, deformed or short person. Class: Parasapien, magical humanoid or familiar. Habitat: Warlock Cave, Chiloé Island, Chile. Lifespan: 70+ years. Strengths: Adept contortionist, knowledge of the arcane arts, as well as being a ferocious opponent. Weaknesses: lopsided, cannot act without orders from his master, and susceptible to attack. Overall threat level: 7. Behavior: Warlocks are devilish beings, exploring all manner of malevolent sorcery to reach and increase their power. In southern Chile, on the Isle of Chiloé, warlocks have long been a plight, cursing and tormenting secluded towns and villages. In order to carry out their dark experiments, they retreat to the solitude of caves. But in order to ensure that they are not disturbed, they employ a guardian. Deep in these caves waits a fierce, twisted creature, the Imbunche. Legend has it that the Imbunche begins life as a human, a baby to be precise, and always the first boy born into a family. 9 days after the baby's birth, he is brought back to the Warlock's cave, where he is debaptized, before one of his legs is then bent around the back of his neck, where it will later fuse, creating the Imbunche's iconic, crawling, 3-legged movement. Then, at the age of 3 months, the baby's tongue will be forked, and a mystical salve will be applied to the back of the boy. This salve causes thick hairs to grow over his back. Now mostly transformed, over the next series of months, the Imbunche will have a diet of goat's meat and milk drawn from black cats. Sometime after this, he will also be fed cadavers stolen from nearby burial grounds, until he is large enough to hunt for himself. As he ages, the Imbunche's body will continue to deform, as his head, arms, legs, torso, and facial features will also twist. Despite his appearance, an Imbunche is a savage adversary. Strong, fast, and almost feral, it is not to be underestimated. Regardless of being magically transformed, an Imbunche will live for an average human lifespan, roughly 70+ years. There is no known information as to what exactly happens to this being when it expires, only that once an Imbunche has served its purpose, another must be condemned to take its place. Bloody hell, it's like working in retail. Ferociously protective, an Imbunche is entirely loyal to his warlock master, tirelessly guarding the cave they call home. Unable to communicate in human language, an Imbunche can only vocalize guttural noises, screeches, and grunts. Gee, I wonder why. While his main purpose is to guard the cave, this creature also serves other purposes, such as hunting for food when their supplies are low, escorting his master to a warlock's council, or to exact revenge on any his master feels has wronged him. Interestingly, an Imbunche seemingly has nothing but disdain for anyone other than his master, as accounts have detailed that when a warlock ventures outside, he must carry his Imbunche, kicking and screaming past any locals. It is believed that in this tirade, the warlock's guardian is yelling threats and curses of misfortune at the people. There's many a parent now listening who can understand this sort of behaviour. Further to this, it is said that an Imbunche will develop a knowledge of magic, even when having never been taught. So in-depth can this understanding become that the Imbunche may even counsel his master on certain matters of the arcane. This is a curious trait, as we know that the Imbunche is incapable of human speech. Perhaps, therefore, the Imbunche can communicate through other means, such as demonstration, or a magical bond between only the warlock and Imbunche themselves. As yet, this remains a mystery. That is until I can get my cold, metallic hands on one. Across the board, it is clear that the Imbunche is more a victim than a villain. Having been taken at such a young age, experimented on and transformed into a monstrous servant. Vicious and unwaveringly loyal, the Imbunche will do all it can to protect its master, seeing all others as a threat. Now, I'm all for a good mutation. It's in our motto, after all. But if there's one thing that I can't stand, it's lousy workmanship. And salted caramel. And this is not the first time that the warlocks have crossed me. I've had quite enough of their geriatric edgelord ways. So they'll get theirs next time. Stratagem. So, here's the scenario. Being not someone I would want to go on holiday with, you decide to try some spelunking while visiting the Kaloe Island. While squirming your way through the darkened cave, you hear a low, guttural growl. Thanks to your non-refundable subscription to Guide to Survive, you recognize it immediately as an Imbunche, and prepare yourself. Your plan of attack. Firstly, get out. No sense sticking around if this is a fight you are not prepared to win. Quickly and quietly retrace your steps to freedom. Secondly, multi-tools. Noting all of the gear currently weighing you down, you decide to put it to further use. Employ your equipment to trap and beat the Imbunche into submission. Be careful, however. This creature is not an easy target, so fight dirty and go for the eyes. Fire is also encouraged. Thirdly, echo. Perhaps there is a way of trapping the Imbunche without engaging in physical combat. Harness your inner ventriloquist and throw your voice all around the cave, until finally the Imbunche, confused and irritated, stumbles into your trap. Lovely. Fourthly, magic show. Hopefully you've been studying some magic of your own, in which case you can use your mystical abilities to overpower the Imbunche. Extra points for the use of supernatural abilities against your opponents. It's more fun that way. Fifthly, incredible work. Now, get ready. Next you face the warlock. Pop quiz. Question number 1. Is it true that the Imbunche is strictly male? Question number 2. Does the Imbunche have an understanding of magic? Question number 3. Is the Imbunche a spirit summoned in order to protect a warlock? Question number 4. Will the Imbunche only leave its cave to hunt for food? Question number 5. Is the Imbunche multilingual? Answers. Question number 1. Is it true that the Imbunche is strictly male? Answer, yes. There are no female Imbunche. All are male. Question number 2. Does the Imbunche have an understanding of magic? Answer, yes. Even those who have never studied, having been altered by and spending their lives around magic, the Imbunche will always develop a knowledge of the arcane arts, often to a point of acting as a guide to their warlock masters. Question number 3. Is the Imbunche a spirit summoned in order to protect a warlock? Answer, no. An Imbunche is born human, and through magic is twisted to become this creature in order to act as a guardian. Question number 4. Will the Imbunche only leave its cave to hunt for food? Answer, no. An Imbunche will leave its cave for multiple reasons beyond hunting, such as travelling with its master or being sent to cause harm to locals. Question number 5. Is the Imbunche multilingual? Answer, no. Imbunche are incapable of human speech. If you scored 0 to 1, then you've really made a mess of yourself this time. If you scored 2 to 3, then you might be alive, but you'll never attend another yoga class for as long as you live. And if you scored 4 to 5, magnificent work. Talk about stretch goals. God, I hope these jokes are landing. Conclusion. Excellent work. I'd say you're ready to get out there and face whatever challenges plot against you. And if you're not, then don't worry. You can rewatch these survival guides as much as you like. And they're non-refundable. I'm very proud of the progress you've made, and I know you're going to take the future in your stride. I've got a good feeling about you, Joseph Clark. Did you know who he was? Because I didn't. Good luck, and don't die!